Yep. Been a while since I've done one of these. In fact, the last one, nobody watched, and I actually took it down straight away for reasons that I may one day talk about. But for now, cheers. I don't mind having a drink with people. Hang on. All of this. I need, where are we? Is that open? Here we are. Let me just check. Yeah, that's fine. So, can you hear me? Yeah, that's fine. So, can you hear me? Yeah, that's fine. So, okay, that's working okay. So, live on YouTube. So, been a while. Just wanted to chat like usual, just talking shit about what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing. And I wonder if this is a general vibe all over. You know, I mean, I know a lot of people who think like this, but not everyone, obviously. We have so many people thinking totally different. We have so many people thinking the same things, but yet they deny it and just say it's this, it's that, it's that. And give any excuse to say that it's any kind of reality that people thinking, and they're tossed off with fucking bullshit ideas of conspiracy theories, and any other fucking name you want to throw it. Throw them at me, I don't give a shit. Call me whatever you like. I don't care. You can go. I was interested. Will you do it again? No, you didn't. Should have that time. Isn't that weird? But a computer is getting hammered from fucking Microsoft from a lot of different ways. I know it is. Do I have proof? No, it's just typical Microsoft shit. But that won't be for long because it won't be on Microsoft. I've already set up on Linux, and Linux is far superior. And I want to just wait for a couple of things to sort out on Microsoft's crossover, and I will never be on it again. Because Microsoft is shit. So is Google. Fuck you. Not you watching. The big fucking corpse can go fuck themselves. I promise you, Ubuntu's not that hard. If you want to go Linux, go Ubuntu and Twist. And it just looks like fucking Google anyway. It just looks like a mock-up Microsoft app. And you can see all your shit just the same in your YouTube and everything you all your platforms you want. You can dial them in, bring them in, create little boards, piece of piss. And your computer actually runs better, smoother, and you get the proper drives installed. Not the ones that Microsoft wants to give you, which are pretty much ineffective. And in fact, on nearly £1,000 fucking screen that I have here, you will get this band line that I've got here. You can't see it, but I see it here, so to the right of me. Because Microsoft is shit. Google is shite. And it's time to bring them fuckers down. I've got friends that have been using Linux for years and they don't have any fucking problems, never have. And I promise you, I mean, let's take one instance in my computer. I have some RAM, which is 3200. Yeah, I've got 64 gig of it in there. At 32 kilobytes per second, as in megabytes. Yeah, yeah. When I put it in on the Google platform, Microsoft platform, I only get 2,700. If I increase it to its max in the shit, my recall's getting worse. Getting old. No, just some shit going on. It only gets to 2,700, and that's the max for it allow. I put it in on Linux, I get the full 3,200. It's ridiculous. And that's because Microsoft chooses a driver which is not correct for the job. And it does it with everything. Because Microsoft is shite. What do we expect from I am the gate? Right? I will it. My will as I am the gate and the keeper of your PC. Your PC. My PC. Fuck him. Don't need him. Don't need him. And it's not hard anymore to use a Linux system, especially with Ubuntu that creates a whole platform to you to just and use it exactly the same way as you would with a Google system, Microsoft system. Sorry, keep saying Google. Wonder why? Right. Oh. Sorry, it's up a little bit of control here. So, yeah, I mean, all of us workers and middle class, we should all consider ourselves fucking plebeians, plebs. Fuck them. Write a letter from a pleb to all them other institutionalized idiots. Then book up to the lying book on how you live and what you do. We want to take everything that you've ever earned, ever owned, and take it off you. So they dictate for the whole future of mankind what they will have and how they will live. See, I say it took a double lightning strike here. Yeah, fuck them. Go down on YouTube, I don't give a fuck. We'll end up, or I will, on Rumble, BitChute, YouTube, I don't care. Fuck them. As I say, I haven't done a video for a while, or a chat, because I ain't been in a great place. And I know that a lot of you are the same out there. We're all in it. Trying to work out shit, new ways of dealing with things, trying to find extra money that we didn't have in the fucking first place to pay for shit. What was it? 3 years ago, you could have bought a loaf of bread for 50 pence. Now, I bought one for a quid and it was a Queen's Mill toasty. Except it was a medium slice. Damp bread is fucking usual with that crap. Don't like using them types of bread. Don't like Walgreens. I don't like fucking cheap breads. I don't like. Give me real bread. You know, that doesn't feel moist, and as soon as you press it, it sticks together. The bread. You know what I mean? It's just fucking moist. It's just wet. It's just got so many fucking additives and all this other shit. You eat a sandwich and you just want to go to sleep, right? Because it's shit. Just like Microsoft. Control, control, control. You will eat crickets and you will love them. tell you, eating insects causes cancer. The chitinous body itself, yeah, it's like eating fingernails and hair. Yeah, even cats eat hair, right? You ever seen one cough of a fireball? No, you won't be coughing them up. But sometimes you may get fucking lacerations on your own asshole, right? Eating up of that crap, and you will. Cheers. Another thing about breeding insects, because I've bred them well, keeping Chinese water dragons and a few other lizards. You breed your own, so you create your own stock, so you don't have to keep buying them at ridiculous prices. Now, a good number of years ago, I mean, it's not nearly 20 years ago, over 20 years ago now, since I kept them, and got to the point where it was, yeah, doing this because these creatures don't want to be in a cage, in an aquarium. As beautiful they are and as incredible as it is to watch them live and take care of them. You make your own choices, but for me, it was no more. I won't keep a bird caged, fish in a tank, I won't keep a reptile in an aquarium or vivarium or terrarium or whatever you want to do. Spent a lot of money on doing that, actually, and making sure that health was really good. A Chinese water dragon that I had 15 years, and apparently they're only supposed to live now 10 years. And that's what tends to happen. People look after them because they can live better than they can in the wild. And that's all well and good, and especially if that's what you want to do and breed or whatever. Get it. But for me, especially today, I certainly ain't going to do that because I can barely look after myself. And nobody else is fucking going to either, right? All decide for me. But die when I die. I'm always in shitloads of pain. I struggle. But so what? I'm still going to do it, no matter what. And I'm in that situation because the blind bastard institutions and politicians who help to endorse a way of life and treatments within the national law that created the illnesses I actually suffer from. Like, don't get me wrong, they blame this every time they blame this. And obviously, it has something to do with it, undeniably. I get it. But the medications they give will exacerbate it manifold. Evidence is in. We had a professor here said, just let me check. I'm just gonna, well, I'll still be here and you can still see me, but I'm just gonna check something. Well, I don't want to show him. Wow. What the fuck? That's weird. Yeah. That is weird. And, there we go. Anyway. That was weird. I just typed in Prof. Will Bush. Oh, and I got a list of people from all over, including people from Chase Manhattan, or just a list of people and professors of hope. Who I was looking for. Ah, that's because I did it wrong. Let me try that again, because I just want to try some fast to get updated with a certain bit of information to make sure it's accurate. There we go. Daily Mail. Uh, keep that one. Is he still with us? Wow. Oh, yeah, it's the wrong bit of information I want, but that's an interesting thing. Ah, here we go. So, this Professor Bush died at the age of 90 in 2019. He was an optometrist. Uh, I wish I'd met the guy and nearly did. And the NHS didn't like him because he sued them and questioned the NHS in Parliament about murdering people. Uh, 2019. Isn't that weird? That's nuts. Uh, this is on Hull Live. I'm wondering if this was published later than the actual date. Yeah, the NHS bosses certainly didn't like him. What is it? Actually, can't struggling to find the date. His funeral service will take place on Monday, January the 7th. About a year. So I'm assuming it's 2019. Chamberlain Cemetery in Albert and Sally was well respected here and around the world. People came from places like Chicago, Tokyo, all the way around the world just to train with him on optometry. Because of this book. The reverse of arterial and heart disease, cardioretinometry. By looking through the eye, he cured heart disease. He called the NHS murderers. So what he said. Well worth looking up. And if you want my SBN number, it's Yeah, that's how much that cost. 20 quid to buy a book. But the book is phenomenal. I talked to the guy by email. He was an interesting guy. And maybe I'll bring up some of that sometime. But Professor Sidney J. Bush, professor, Hull University, and he taught retinometry and cardio-retinometry around the world as an ophthalmist. So what he taught has not died. It's being taught all over the world. And he did that at Hull University. He had a practice in Hull. He was kicked out and pushed out to, I can't find out, further out of Hull to practice when he'd been in the centre of Hull for 30 years, at least. But because of the NHS bullshit, he was pushed out. And he used to treat people on the NHS. And eventually, because he tried to sue the NHS and questioned them in Parliament on a number of occasions of ill treatment and malpractice from the NHS, of incorrect treatment for heart disease. You won't be happy with me smoking or drinking, so you don't know. But I can't. Certainly not this, right? If you want to drink something, you should drink distilled. Sadly, I didn't have any, otherwise I'd have a glass of English whiskey. English whiskey. Yes, there is such a thing. Anyway, much of our health is destroyed by the NHS. That doesn't mean what all that the NHS does is wrong. Yeah. Their accident and emergency services are just phenomenal and unquestionable. Well, I'm sure there are some instances people don't know any cases, and I'm not going to go looking into it. But that's just an absolute truth from many people who have been through the NHS, myself included, they actually did good work. And I know others who did it phenomenal work, especially in A&E. But there are many other practices within the international health system which are exceptional. Without a doubt. We all know about waiting lists and all that lot, which are just growing exponentially, and the treatment from waiting. So, 4 years for treatment for a certain condition. And it's not all the NHS's fault. I'm not going to say that because that's just nonsense. But there's a part to play in that. Not a big part, really. I'm not blaming the NHS for that. I know people that have been really good treatments recently, time and time again recently. Some are waiting for a long period, like myself. Others are getting tried. And I suppose that's that, what do we call it? Triage idea. And they're doing, obviously, using triage to a point. For the emergencies they're dealing with, for the absolute emergencies they are dealing with, without a doubt. It's too long. Oh, that's it. It's just it's too long. So we're all aware the world changes and what's going on in the world. And if you're not, you're an absolute fucking idiot. And that's the true sense of the word idiot. Don't mean you're stupid, don't mean you're a moron. We're all stupid at times, right? I do stupid too many times still today. God. People roll their eyes at me. shout dickhead, whatever, because I still do stupid. Far from perfect. But it doesn't make me an idiot. Don't make me a moron. Some will tell you I'm uneducated. Well, I was when I was at school. Not anymore. There's the library. I have a large library. Right there, I'm using right now to just do this. And I'm still learning how to get better and better search results. It's easier on Linux, I'll tell you that now, than it is on Go Ogle. In other words, you can't see this, but go see. Go Ogle. Go Ogle. So we're all seeing the absolute bollocks around the world. I've sent emails to politicians from this area and that, or to this area, to check on things and question things such as CBDCs, vaccination, COVID preparedness, PPE, mandates, all that crap, all the pandemic shite. Question it. You better bring it to your attention. And you're not the only one in your area that's sending the same emails, you know. You get responses. It's just a normal bullshit response. Yes, we've got your response. Blah, 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 blah. Did these people ever bring it up? No. No. This is weird. How many times I get these flickers going across my screen? In a couple of weeks, I'm going to try this on Linux and see how much it is as well. And see if Google plays the biggest part of this crap. Probably wouldn't surprise me. I don't know what to do with them, and it's just local intermittence. How you discover that, I fucking ain't got a clue. Is your Paki? It's funny, right? It's Polish beer, yeah, which is, oh, it's right there on the front, 100%. And yet the police interfered in all of our makings of brews around this country and said we can no longer have 9% alcohol. Not special brew, not attendance to orchestral. But this Polish company can. Yeah. Interesting. It's not great. Does the job. I don't have to keep going for a piss every 5 minutes from that piss shite who other drinks like Carlin and Skull and all the crap bud. That's fucking shite. I mean, I would, but I probably, and often do, spend an hour or 2 hours drinking just one of those. Not tonight, no. Because I've already had two. But funny enough, that's the time I tend to do fucking videos when I've had a couple, you know? Yeah. I don't know, it's the last video I did. It was actually a prediction on a game called Starfield, which is not good one. And the prediction is about what the game's going to be about. Done the video, gonna have a look if you're really fast. You probably know if you're watching it. Anyway. Opinions of plebs and MPs and doctors and experts. Experts, yeah. Most people don't know fucking jack shit about jack shit, right? They don't even know who Jack is. Or maybe discuss that later, but not today. Put it in the comments if you want to know about Jack's shit. And if people do, I'm expecting it from the Goldsteins and so-called to try and entrap me into a so-called racist comment and ADL protection, please help us, he's horrible. Here's the thing, ADL, it was the start, political correctness and the whole idea of racialism. That's how it used to be termed. Before it was racism, it was a racialist. Racialist. It was racialism, not racism. Interesting, right? An interesting turn of phrase. It's bullshit, right? To protect a nation, right? Well, sorry, I lied, because there is no nation. Apparently, Shemites. Of course there is. They got their own country after the Second World War, right? Back after more than 1,000 years. You got it handed to them on a plate. After the Roman Adrian eradicated the country. Interesting. Interesting history. Right or wrong, make your own mind up, because I said, you know, I mean, totally against genocide. Democide. Look that one up, democide. There's a lot of our on today. Democide. Look it up. Democide. It's happening in most countries today. And that includes the West. Slavery is happening in the West. Slavery is happening all around the world. More slavery today than any other time in history. Over 44 million people are in slavery today. And that probably doesn't include the sex slaves. What was it? 60 million children taken from, 60,000 children. Sorry, my apologies. It's obviously a prox. Taken from the Ukraine, along with mothers. There is some amazing documentaries out there. And if I remember, I'll put a link to one which is not on YouTube that you can check. And there are warnings before you watch it. Please do watch this if you're very sensitive or anything. But oh God. Thankfully, it's just people discussing it, because it paints enough of an image that you just don't want to know. That shit is hard to deal with. That shit's hard to do, but it has to be. And then remember, or if I forget, stick as a comment in and I'll put a link in there for it. Shit. So all over Europe, the East, the West, the Southern world, slavery goes on. America brags that it ended slavery. Well, it did in the US. The British claimed they ended slavery. In Africa and the Middle East, they did to a point. I mean, what they went and did is they went and bought all the slaves and freed them. Said, where do you want to go? We even created a place in Africa for all those that didn't know where to go afterwards called Sierra Leone. And then he went to live there. And we finished paying that from the 1700s. Only less than 20 years ago, we finished paying for it. So people in this country, in England, suffered with hunger, many other deprivations, high taxes, died from this, died from the cold. The cold. And you worry about global heating. When 18 degrees is bright red on your weather map today, when it was blue or green a couple of years ago. It was always green because it was always this green and pleasant land, even when it was warm at 30 degrees. But now, they've added some communist colours, yellow and red, right? Because the communists think they've got control of this country. They think they have control of this country. But they have forgotten who the people are. Even though the people are making themselves known more and more. And that's not just the people of this country, or Scotland, Ireland, Northern, in the island too, it's working. Same thing. And Wales. Because the people have had enough. And they are going to tell them people who think they have control. It's an illusion. And the likes of these wankers who are not even voted in. Who couldn't tit wank a woman to save their lives. Yeah, they might have children, but I bet the women did the work. But if it came down to it, and you put them in the front, a lot of women, yeah, the women would have to teach them. They're useless wankers with little dicks who think they've got balls. Think. Now these people, and all of them are going along with it, whether ignorantly or not, all going along with a bullshit globalist agenda. And it is bullshit. From ridiculous puppeteers and James Bond villains. Give that cunt a white cat, right? We certainly couldn't get pussy galore, could he? Can't get a fucking well, actually, you can pay for it, don't you? Apple probably does. Some would say we all do. I suppose we do to a point. But that's not what all women do. That's just crap. Some are going to take advantage. Yeah, absolutely. That mouse run up the clock. I bet a pussy cage, yes. Tell you what. Oh, it's so cold. And you'll think about cojones. Yeah. Could be clawed and ripped to shreds by women. Let alone a man. And I think this intellectual ideal is something to be espoused. Yeah, some of them even have got spouses. They tend to get divorced later to go with a boy or something later on, right? Probably what they call it, a spouse. Yeah, I bet there's a few women wishing they had a nappy around. At least it's real equivalent. The rapier. I bet women would wear it better than them men. Bless them. So here we are in a climate. Well, none of that. It's hot. Oh, it's too hot. Well, cardigan was pure. Quite cool in here. Right? Don't know what the temperature is. I should imagine 3 on a Wednesday evening in August. Great summertime. Coming to the close. But I reckon it's in around 70. Nice and comfortable. It's still really warm outside. Oh shit, rain. Constant rain. Rain. Good old blanket, yeah. And gotta show you this. Good old blanket. Now I don't make too much of this book. Because it's mainly bullshit. Union of Jacob. Sorry, Jack. Sorry, not Jacob. Yeah. Actually. Right. The great man of Ben. Oh, one of the dawn gods. That chalk giant. Where's his little shroud? All right, they moved it. Do I that lot? Wait, get the idea. In England. It's not always been known as England. That one until the English Gaels came along. And then over 1,000 years ago, somebody created the term English, or in Gaelic. The Gaels and the Inish. Look it up. Fascinating story. But obviously that was an amalgamation with the Saxons. The original Celts, Picts, those of the blue face. I met Rome on the beaches of Dover. The Woads. Those were the protector of the land, the Woads. And yet they told us we couldn't even use dyes of blue. And yet, when the Romans came, apparently the Woads have been using the blue dye on their faces for hundreds of years. Historians. Holy shit. And apparently it's cobalt, the finding of cobalt to make blue. It probably made a better blue. But still, they were blue then. Always has been. For over at least 2,000 years. All dyes will, any cotton or anything that was found or cloths would, if they were found at that age, rare, if unlikely, would certainly be hard to find traces of this. But what made the blue the world? That couldn't be used as a dye. Guessing it wasn't a berry. So we're all feeling this bullshit coming in more and more and more. You as net zero. Still polio. Do you know if they got their way right? Let's say they stopped oil, right, and there was no more oil, and there was no more cars on the road with oil or anything, no more uh, power stations run by oil or coal or any of that, right? And we was using these ridiculous turbines, right, and solar panels, which are great to a point, apart from the minerals they use, which ain't wood, by the way. That's cobalt. Look at the cobalt and look up red cobalt and do some research. Red cobalt, look it up. Go see the slavery that goes on with young children to adults and the pittance they earn in their minds and the abuse. And tell me you want to keep using solar panels and wind. And if you think the offshore fucking tidal barriers, which are going to massively disrupt the fish, you're going to be any answer. You're fooling yourself. Already, our fish around the coast are so poisoned that nobody will buy them. Deer found on the beaches for hundreds of miles, especially here in Yorkshire. And I am in Yorkshire, not Humberside. Humberside, as far as I'm concerned, never existed. It was a bullshit idea to break up the powerhouse of Yorkshire for centralisation to stay. The Lancashirians know it, those of the White Rose know it, and those of the Red Rose know it. Yorkshire and Lancashire. Now, the national rose is red. What do you think? Hang on a minute. This is a red rose country. No, it's not. It's a white rose because they're the Yorkshire Royal. How's it red? Accepted as red. Eesh, that's terrible. Yeah, you have to go down. Yeah. Only you want to full of shit and add some strength, huh? Shit, barely walk down the street to do what I need to do. Yeah. And yet, I still think the country needs to abolish benefit. Yeah, and everyone. Where does that leave them? So, right. It'd be a bad country. People prefer a lot of problems with as much because that makes it difficult and extraordinary for me. But what's right? It's country. You still going on it? Yeah. Clicked on some. I interrupted it. Hey, oh, it's true. Benefits should go. The NHS should go. A better, stronger country. These have to end. And in fact, they're going to. The globalists are going to end them. Certainly like America. But there'll be no solution at all. Like there won't be in America or the rest of Europe. And the countries of Europe all have to leave the EU now. If you haven't seen what's coming down the line for you, get out now. Greece, France, Italy, Poland, Portugal, Spain. Get out now. That's not forgetting Holland and Belgium and what they're going through. And all these others that want to enter it, of course they do, because they think they're going to be better off, because they're all doing poorly, especially the Ukraine, like poor bastards. Man, such devastation. What is it? Over 400,000 dead. I think that's a low end. But what do I fucking know? Fuck all. Like, I don't know now. But it don't make any sense that it's certainly not less than that. Like, for all the people that are talking on. And I think they're being conservative, their figures. It's usually the case. Whenever you're at the extreme, it's a conservative extreme. A true conservative extreme. Yeah. Like more Labour like, right? Like the Labour's Party's true. The biggest fucking crux and crucifix on the fucking working people is the Labour Party. And the Conservatives, they're the new Labour Party. Says it all, no? Socialist fucking commie shite. A lot of them. Well, what can you do when you don't have representation? You don't have representational voting. You don't have representational borders or MPs. No representation. Some of them feel obliged to actually raise certain questions that the populace demands of their MPs. By raising enough questions enough for the people in their locality, and therefore forcing them to, because they want to be elected again, right? But at the top, they don't give a fuck, because that's not how it works. Why do they have whips? Whips. To tell them what they will do. Then you get your backbencher revolts and all this lot, and it stirs up some shit like, oh, and it slows the process down a bit. Okay. But inevitably, the process grinds on, and the whip hand wins. The master tells the slave what to do. Who's the slave? You need representational voting, so you don't have a monopoly. If you want to continue with the monopoly, keep the representational voting. If you don't want a monopoly, get rid of representational voting. But keep non-representational. Oops. Yeah, David. You need representational voting. If you don't have it, you got fuck all. You ain't got a voice. Period. And that's why you're all unheard and disjointed and disaffected. None of you feel like whatever you say is fucking matters because you do not have representational voting. Period. So spoil your ballot, and all the spoiled ballots amass more than the votes of the party and the non-voting. And once they raise above that, then the judiciary take it. Then we can have change. Then we can force change by representation. But until you spoil your ballot and make it count, like posting your ballot as void, spoil it, big X, don't matter. All of them say no to you. And every time you don't vote, you are tacitly voting for Parliament to keep running as it is, even though you don't agree with the party that's in, or any of the other parties. But you are tacitly voting that the ship is running on a correct course. You agree that Parliament is doing okay. Spoil your ballot and post it in and let it be heard. Let's get them numbers right up above all that are voted and non-voted. And then the judiciary kick in under Constitution and take away the power of Parliament for reform and change, true change. And until you do, you ain't getting it. You're not getting it. Vote. Spoil the ballot. It's a good video on here on YouTube. If I remember, I'll put it in the link. Should watch it. But nobody's watching this now, and probably nobody will. But here the fuck up. I'm talking to myself. But you never know. Somebody might watch it. Pretty sadly surprised, isn't it? What was it? 3:20 in the morning. Yeah. Most good people are asleep in the beds. Oh, when I was younger, I could sleep anywhere, any time I wanted. I could just curl up and just go to sleep like a fucking cat. coil up in a little space and just wake up and still coiled up in that same space. No, too much fucking pain that sleep is mostly absent. Yeah. Well, I'd say about pain. Feeling pain? No, you're alive. Yeesh. True. So, I keep going backwards and forwards across subjects because I'm not really bent with a specific subject, even though I think I mentioned one earlier. A little flush coming in with it. I'm ringing that witching hour. Everything is incredibly quiet, and I bet you can hear the clock ticking. And this is being fucking flickering on the screen and just constant. That, what the fuck? I've got a good broadband. Pay for the shit, right? And you don't get the shit you pay for. Yeah, fucking bullshit. Like who's using it and interfering with my fucking broadband right now? It's up a GCHQ or 77th Brigade. Go fuck yourself, pieces of shit. Yeah, women ballers, crackers. You know, but shit staring, fucking globalists. Well, we're all gonna die under the yoke of the globalists because you're wankers and you can't think for yourself. So go fuck yourself. GCHQ 77. What a fucking joke, right? Program Jesuit wankers. They're just as bad. The program just like Jesuits. Shit fuckers who couldn't please the wrong woman. Fuck. Never had a problem with that. Until I had an attack and don't work so much anymore, so you can't please me. Like, hey, right? So, before that, it's not a problem. Only one, mate. Not my one. I couldn't get it because I'm too drunk. Other than that, I'm drunk as fuck. You know what I mean? Not a problem. And I slept soundly because what? I had no worries. The odd thing I did wrong and regretted, it can be forgiven. And what? These fuckers won't be forgiven. It will not be forgiven or forgotten. It's like the globalist monkeys. Those in Parliament and in the EU. They're the real monkeys. Because none of them count for shit. They do as they're told. Even though they may pretend to give up, kick up a stink. Yeah. And cry even though they said yes to a certain thing. Fucking balls. Bastards. I tell you, the women have got more balls in Parliament than the fucking men. And they're fucking useless. Not even worth a shag. I'm sure the partners think otherwise, but who gives a fuck about them, right? Because they obviously don't wear the trousers. Mm. Yeah, sexist. And any other fucking adjective you want to shout at me, they don't give a fuck. You can call me a relationalist and Islamophobe. Define it. Go on, define it. Can't. Because there is no definition. There isn't a definition. No, there isn't a definition. Dickhead. Because it's made up. It's bullshit. It's like there's a difference between, oh, ham, sells and shopper. Or shopper, japper. Right? It's ridiculous. Sons of Noah, right? What was it, their names? Get it? We're buying into it. They all took the dirty pieces of silver. Hmm. One wonders. And wonders one does. With a thought, claret. Maybe. A claret or a beer or whiskey helps. It lucidates the synapses. Seriously. Don't touch them. I'm not saying that. But once in a while, a couple of five, certainly don't hurt. Beer on the other hand, that's just bad beer, just carbs. Oof. Why I wish I had a whiskey. Hey, maybe next time. Maybe I'll talk about it. Maybe not. So the bullshit that goes on today all across the world is met with absolute, absolute negativity, and the people are saying no. So all the oppression, all the wankers trying to take your rights away, all the world is saying no, and we're winning. Keep it up, folks. You know what's right. You know what's wrong. Say no to what's wrong. Don't even need to tell you that shit. You just do it. Guess what you do? And somebody turns around and says, you have to do this, right? And you go, I've been doing it all my fucking life, dickhead. And they go, you're locked up for that. You just pace regulations, pace. Fuck off. You're destroying my fucking harmony at home, you cunt. You're destroying my harmony in myself. I used to be a thing, you know. Tell the top copper to fuck off, right? You had to get out of your fucking sight because it was disturbing your harmony. Fact. Now they arrest you under pace regulations. Pace? Pace? What's this? Slow down, silly fuck. Get the fuck out of here. Well, they will, and they'll have you. And they'll have me if I told the copper to fuck off. It's in pace. You can do it. And the judges will back them. Why? The political system don't work. The police and policy enforcers for the policy makers don't work properly. The judicial system, which is supposed to keep the police and the policy systems in check, don't work. 1, 2, 3. Separation of state. Actually, it's not quite that way. If you get what I mean. Because nobody pays attention to the fucking religious aspect, which is just sold out to the devil. Whether the in this country, whether they're C of E or Catholic, you all bow down to the devil and create a one-world religion. And we've all kissed the hand and the ring of the Pope. And that's all the religions around the world, including Hindu, Muslim, Buddhist, C of E, all the others, the Anglophobe, thousand, they've all kissed the ring. Why? Have you kissed the ring of the Antichrist? He who represents as the Father on earth. Yeah, the Antichrist who sits on a throne with an upside down cross. There's canon, and the canon of Mary, or water, as law. And all of them have bowed down to it to create this new age religion of Aquarius. That's the new religion. That of Mary, the water carrier. Interesting. I mean, Mary's not absolutely known as the water carrier, but he was in our waters and Jesus was carried. Think about it. Jesus. The fuck? Heil Zeus. Heil. Sieg Heil. What the fuck? Think about it. They've all bowed down to it. And you can go see videos of it. Go and have a look. Might not seem so easy on YouTube. Go and have a look on BitChute. Go and have a look on new YouTube. Might even find them on Rumble. But doubt it. Rumble's good. But it doesn't tend to have the documentaries that have substance when you want to look at that type of thing. Rumble doesn't seem to carry it. Why? There's a reason. It's like Rumble is full of the new way without any history. Even YouTube's got history. It's even got questionable history. A history that is absolutely questionable against the accepted viewpoint, and it's not a problem. Rumble? Where? It ain't there, as far as I know. There are some brilliant people on there. Don't get me wrong. The English Constitution Party's there. And many others, like good speakers. I mean, you don't have to agree with all of them, but at least they're giving you real truth on Rumble. They are. But it's only modern stuff. And I suppose it's something they're looking at and trying to expand on. Well, yeah. I don't know, fuck all. What do I know? I know I'll pick my nose out even. Push too hard in my hair. I know I drank too much water out here. Pissed a bunch. I know I ain't eating today. Oh no, that's not true. I had a couple of Friday a week. Just no, like if it's rain food and not good for me. Hey ho, old habits and shit. How'd you get rid of? Nothing easy. Even the simple things, right? This is just my opinion. Shit I'm seeing day to day. People talking to me. There's a lot more I'm obviously not talking about because I just have a hello opinion, right? And waffling with it and allowing it to hopefully grow a little structure, maybe even come back to the first point and say, well, good morning. Still in the witching, Oh, I want a pin. Weird this time, right? What's up? Everybody else is in fucking bed asleep. Oh, fuck me. No. I know, smoking too much. Blah, 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 blah. Well, it's only for children, no adults. Really fed up. No, children don't say smoking, right? Younger we get the protection. Yeah, wrap them up in cotton wool and communists love that one. Because they get all the kids and they fucking manipulate and mold them with all that. Yeah, yeah, we don't. From these fucking weirdos and wankers. Thankfully, I've done that, and I won't get to do it again. Not even mine. Question me. Go on, kids. They're not kids. Hey, where should they? Know it for thyself. You don't know it. Your own belief and ideology. Where did that get you? I can't stay like this side for real, yeah. It's all too uncomfortable. What the fuck? What's that saying from the Superman film with the editor turns around and says, "They present a nickel and apples out of 5 for a penny or whatever." Right? He was referring to a point before 1913 where in America, a loaf of bread, the price of it didn't change for over 100 years. Over 100 years. First time in any economic system has this ever happened. As far as we know. It's certainly recorded. And it's in the state legislature. And go look at it if you want some interesting facts on Heritage Foundation in the US. Just have a look at their website. There's an eye opener. So bread didn't really change prices until 1930, and which was a part of the lead up to 1933, the so-called Great. Yeah, great it was. No one like me and you, the plebs. Yeah. Those that know the plebs, or the meaning of the plebs, right? Common. Right. Not like you're any different to these so-called royal arseholes that come from here. Well, royal vaginas, right? Well, the Etonians. Yeah. All those from Cambridge or Oxford. Mm. They're all way superior, right? Yeah. They may be educated to a certain point. Yeah. I'll tell you, I could give you a quick list of a few classics, right? And you get what they've learned, except for specific where they've studied. Economics is easy. Don't let me kid you otherwise. You know the price of a loaf of bread, right? You know the price of a bag of spuds or fuel at the pump, right? That's been a dramatic change. It's funny how this is flickering more and more. I'll have to watch this back to see how much it fucking flickers. Because this is ridiculous. Guess you gotta pay for the premium. Fucking wankers. Pay. I ain't got now to pay with. You can't have any more. Fucking pay enough. Dickhead. Pay too fucking much. So, none of us will be. We get it all for free. Except we won't be able to do this anymore. Not you, not me. Just stay silent. Don't tell her what you think. Like Rishi fucking Sunak, you weren't voted in, you cunt. Get the fuck out. And what the fuck are you doing, Conservative Party, allowing a member who was never voted in to be your fucking leader? Cunts, wankers, ballless bastards. You inept social fuck ups. Yeah, I'm a social fuck up, don't get me. Look, I'm not imposing shit on you. You either click on this and you can click off anytime you like and say, fuck off, dick fuck. Go fuck yourself, right? Done, right? Then, he going listening to other fucking wankers in their ears, right? Like Rishi Sunak. He's got somebody coming down at him like this, like saying, you will do as you're told. You will do as you're told, little boy. Because he is. He's like fucking Pinocchio, isn't he? Little boy. Little boy. That's what he is, Rishi Sunak. I wonder if that means Indian for ballless bastard. Oh. Fuck's sake. And all these fucking Labourtards. They want to take away your cars and your rights to walk down the fucking street safely. Yeah. Without the imposition of, well, others. Right? Fuck me. Can you do that sideways and use a fucking plank? Can't feel it. Dude, what the fuck? Is that what it's supposed to take? Is that it? You know, you ever heard of the English Revolution or the Great Uprising? When because the tax collectors came round and started touching our young girls to see if they could be taxed if they didn't have a cherry still. The Englishmen cut them to pieces. And yet, that's being allowed today. For them to come around and touch our little girls. What the fuck? What happened to the English heart? Did the dragon Senlac take it? Didn't. It came in. Now what are you going to do? You heartless bastard. What? No. People will tell you about that, about the English dragon, right? That came from Turkey. No, that's a lie as well, isn't it? Because according to the text idea, it came from Georgia, which is across the fucking border, and a few others like Armenia, across a bit, north of South Ossetia, right, into Georgia, Russian territory. What a shite. The English dragon comes from a story here in England. Look up the lantern worm, the story of the white worm. When a knight in specifically built armor with spikes all over it, so the worm, the great worm, couldn't wrap its coils around him and crush him because of these spikes. So he could use his sword and slay the worm, because it was known as a dragon. Now, some will tell you these D&D idiots. I used to like D&D. Don't get me wrong, I was never very good at it. Didn't know all the rules and everything, but it was hard to play. Didn't do it very well. But it was fun trying, right? Just couldn't get together regularly enough with the same group. But you know what it's like. Well, I did it. So you've got Drake, Dragon, Wen, Serpent, Wyvern. There's 5 of them, just names of dragons. Oh well, let's stick with it. D&D will tell. Well, what happened? Only has 2 legs. It didn't have any forearms. The dragon has 4 legs and 2 wings. The worm don't have anything. Well, makes a lot of sense. The serpent's a snake that can bite with venom. And the drake, well, it's a male duck. It's a male dragon as well. Why? It's a good question. I'm not too sure of the rule. Some keep me into look up, but get carried away doing other shit. But that ancient stuff, with anybody who knows, throw us a comment. I'll give it a look. And thanks. It's all bollocks. All these interpretations are true, but they're all the same. Because wherever these words come from, whether it's Waben and Jet from Germany or Worm, from Germany and other eastern areas, they all meant dragon. Those of the dragon, Draco, and the Dracula. I will tell you, we are all the dragon, Draco, of the house of the dragon. Hence, we have many dragons around. Look at the city of London, all the way around. And the dragon seems to symbolize those of fire, those of an aspect of looking down and seeing all. Yeah. Some vibes like a griffin, unicorn, heraldry. Was the mortar? Maybe. Like when? I mean, the dragon could easily be explained by a fucking Fairchild A10A warthog coming down onto a little village in a fucking desert, spitting fire, flying off with a thunderstorm of fucking sand and fire and pure fury and the hottest of hell roars and sounds of absolute terror. Wow, wasn't it? Yes. I want to describe to you a bit of a modern translation of a parable. Right. Should be there. Not there. It's here. I did this last time I was talking about this and I couldn't find the right book. It's right in front of me. The son will be fucking laughing because I did exactly the same thing with him. And I can't stop until I find the little bastard. But I've already seen it over there. Typical. Oh, sure. Bear with me, bear with me. Should always be here. Keep always good looking at the same fucking book and it's like, oh. Damn it. Why do I do this? For one, I forget the name of the fucking book and I'm looking at it, hoping the title is going to give itself away. But they're all medical. These are religious based, so it should be here, right? That one should be there. It should be there. That should be there. Jeez. No one I can't find now. Huh. Nuts. It's done it to me again. I'm gonna have to leave it. I'll pick it up sometime and go through it. The idea is there was a philosopher who talked about it in the Bible. And what he said was from Tacitus. And he said, people told me that the ships came down and flooded the air. Sorry, maybe not down, but the ships were across the skies, in the air, raining fire against other ships that were in the air. And a great battle ensued, burning the land around it. Tacitus talked about this. And yet it's not mentioned that way in the Bible. And this is through. I mean, there's a good reason to think that this is bullshit too, and I'll get into that in a sec. But the idea that these ships, right, were fighting in the air. I mean, it's just like that A-10 war, okay, but that was spraying on the ground because that's what it tends to be. It's not really an air-to-air thing, even though it's got capability to certainly, if you attach the right type of missiles on it, it's certainly got the fucking firepower, right? But then you talk about some of the modern aircraft, Tomcats and the Eurofighters, the SKUs, these fucking things can certainly do airfire and still attack the ground, right? And to be like nothing you've ever seen before. If you haven't seen this going on around you, right? And some of those, obviously, in the Middle East and what I've seen in the Ukraine right now, they're seeing it, right? And they would express it as if these biblical contextual ideas, right? Of absolute fucking dragons, fucking raining fire and terror around them, because it would be absolute fucking lovely, right? But then we've got a modern twist on that too, haven't we? With the so-called US narrative, yeah. Oh, we can't protect our skies because we've got these UAP things going on, right? These weird fucking ships that don't seem to have, well, the sort of fucking rovers, in the sky, right? And they can do as they please. So you could then turn around and say, they're rewriting history, so-called, right? Biblical text to say that that's what's going on today. So say, hey, look, they said it before, we believe them. And now it's going on today, so we've got an alien thingy. So we're all going to have to join globally and use just a single currency because we need all your taxes around the world because we've got aliens to fight. All right? Fuck them. What absolute fucking shite, right? Because if they have been, right, for thousands of years they haven't, right, and they haven't bothered anybody, apart from this fucking Brazilian village where this fucking chameleon, like predator, fucking visage, tried to kidnap a woman. When people shot at it, pretty fucked off. Oh, there's a war going on. No, there fucking ain't. Right? But filter it. Keep pushing at people. Keep pushing it. They keep this idea. Oh, what if they did this? What if they did this? To put it in their own head. And this is what they want you to do, right? Is put it into your head first. Then they can come along and say, see, what the fuck's this? And you go, it's a war, it's war. We're at war. Let's unite. Get the fuck out of here. Wouldn't unite with you. You couldn't trust you as far as I could fucking spit. I mean, what? You want more money out of me so I can live on a loaf of bread a week? Go fuck yourself. Oh, yeah. and I have to live in a fucking tent and drink my own piss. Go fuck yourself. And you, Bill Gates. Dick fuck. Pussy out my ass fucking nothing. You ain't nothing. You never did anything. You didn't create nothing. You did nothing. You're a fucking piece of shit. Bill. What a wham, right? Get it? A wham. Anyway, I think I'm going to have to wrap up shortly. Unless I can think about what else to talk about. Nice little bit. Talk about this sort of stuff all day long. Stiletto. Nice piece. Overpriced and not even tempered. What a joke, right? Didn't even temper the cunt. It's soft steel. Yeah. You can probably see the bend in it. So bring it down, maybe get the camera can see it better if we get it the right angle. Because it's soft. It's shit. Not tempered. Don't buy them. It's shit. And there's a few of these around. Not unless they're tempering them. I'd gladly buy one if it was tempered. But this, I weren't happy. It's soft. You put any foul on this, right, and it'll start taking off. I've already tested it. That's without even using a proper hardness temper foul. Yeah. The nice little things, so-called historical things, but for the price, no, don't. It's not worth it. Make your own. I know you need a forge. So yeah, I could talk about weapons and blades all fucking day long. Talk about martial arts all day long. Rarely do I use that word to express anything other than family and friends. Look, because all you people are there. I don't know you from Adam. I don't hate you. I don't love you. I probably like you. Some of you. Others. Oh, look. That's shredded wheat for you. Be a veggie. I ain't eating anything else today except a couple of shredded wheats. Fuck's sake. And fat, for fuck's sake. Because I'm not eating red meat and greens. Tell you. What I'm not eating. Meat and greens. Sometimes chicken or pork. Red meat preferred. Lamb. Steak. Right, beef. Give me that with some greens. Fuck everything else. Just give me that. I'm happy as fuck. Not farting, not stinking. Mind you, that doesn't stink either. To be fair. But still, I'll shit with the first coffee in the morning. Regular as fucking clockwork. James Fulton. Anyway, here's to you, big ears. So what else can we talk about? Oh, Sadiq Khan in London has now been told it's absolutely fucking unlawful what he's doing with ULEZ and his other bullshit with transport. Yeah, there is more toxins coming from the underground trains than ever before at levels which are just ridiculous. more than, is it, what is it? 1, 2, more than 4, maybe 5 times the amount on top of the air, on top of the city, underneath the ground. Yeah. Right. And yet, he can't even keep that running on time. Yeah, I guess he's not German, right? Yeah. Neither are we. Oh, I was born in Hanover, Germany. Didn't make me German. I was born in the British Army Hospital. Fucking hell. What a world to live in. What a time to live in. I mean, people have mentioned this to me recently. And they say comments like, did you ever thought you'd live to see the end times? Do you ever thought you'd ever live through the apocalypse? No. This leather covering's not well, it might come off if there's a fucking atom bomb going off, but that's it, just gone. For those that know what that means, the leather covering needs an apocalypse, but the revelation of that leather covering to reveal the mask. Sorry, to remove the mask and reveal what is behind. That's what the apocalypse means. From a leather covering, usually the man in the iron mask. I'm sure he had a leather thingy around here, or it covered this leather visage. Right? Maybe some people have two faces, who knows? Right? Right? Anyway, what can I talk about? Oh, I'm ready, Chris. I keep fucking thinking, where's that fucking book? Where's that book? What is that book? That's driving me nuts, that. Oh. There's a book. It's not the book I was thinking of. There's someone on here that keeps talking about a specific book. So I thought I'd have a look at it. And I started to read it. And there was something that I did not know. And I still don't. Because I've not heard proof of this as a foundation. So as much as this person keeps talking about it, and some of you who watch this probably even know it. It's fairly well known, it's a likeable guy. But it does irritate me in a few points. It's like Viva Fry, like, I like the guy. He's knowledgeable, he's fun, he's light-hearted, and he's really likeable. But often he has 7 logos on his screen. And then he has this other screen with somebody else coming in, and they've got 1 at least on their screen. And you've got 7. Viva Fry, Viva Fry. And he goes, it's not about me, it's about you. And I go, well, what's all this fucking logo shit then? This guy does it as well. And it's full of advertisements of his shit. And I guarantee you, right, they may even be interested, right, but I will not buy the 3 books he advertises, as interesting as they may be. Because I'm sick of them in my face. Do you know, if you show someone who wants to buy it, they go, oh, what was that? And they go, and then they have a look and they hear the story, then you're more interested and you're inclined to buy it. But when it's like bang, bang, bang in your face constantly, you go, yeah, I'll look at it. That's how PR works. So, listen up, idiot. Pay attention and stop it. Well, both of you, Viva and there are others. I'm just picking on because I want Viva a lot because I like the guy, right? And he's well reasoned, right? He's a nice guy. He's moral, he's ethical, and he's a guy you won't mind having a drink with or whatever, right? Because you know he's curious and fascinating at the same time. But so is this other guy. He just gives a mix. I want to go have a piss. I think go doing the dragon race. I'm like a fucking worm. So this other guy, and I don't like him, and he has some fascinating chats and stuff. But he always starts with this crap about me. And he's a fascinating guy, right? I admire the guy. But when you get it every fucking time and it takes up that first 5 minutes, and then you've got it shrouded all the way around, framed as this thing, right? By the way, I'm still right, right, just there. What more do you need, right? A great big intro. Whoa, with a professional. And then he goes and talks, right? And like any military guy, right? Can't talk for shit. That thinks he's got the world sussed from military perspective and whatever else he's experienced, right? Yeah, he doesn't know. He didn't even. Hang on. So I found this in the dark, and he thinks this shit has any value. Is that backwards? Sorry. What it says is universal indicator paper. This universal indicator paper. I listened to the guy. I went and got some. I already had some others and tried some others, right? We had this. And they were more expensive than these, and fair comment to them, these are cheap. Yeah. You can drop anything on these and they give the same indication. Fucking useless. And if he's living his life on that as a recommendation, and he says taking in limes and lemons, right, are absolutely contra indicators to his own health, yeah? Well, fucking moron. Sorry, Chris. But you're full of shit. I know you've got a life experience right, way beyond what I ever did, and I find what you've done in your life right, fascinating. I really do. But I've heard you tell the story, right? And as much as you make me smile and stuff, your conversational skills are shite. You know some shit way above what I've ever experienced. I acting like you, Chris. I like you, but you need ironing out some of this shit you actually do, and you'll be even better. Good luck to you anyway. But this one I bought because of you. You know that Babylon? What? It is fascinating. As you can see, I'm only so far through it, which isn't much. It's actually only that much I've read. But this part, I know. This part, I did not know. Thank you, Chris. And thank you for a lot of all the wonderful interviews and that you've done. That are amazing. Thanks. I always give you a like it, especially with that type of stuff. I'm actually joined your other stuff as well. And I give you a like to support you because I think you're an amazing guy. I think you're a good guy, and I think what you're doing is good. Don't mean we can't have constructive criticism, does it, Chris? And you can constructive be diabolical as you like. I like it, right? I'll enjoy that for later. But I doubt you will because you won't even know they exist, which is fine. But yeah, people of the Ash. Now that is new. All the way back through history, I haven't found it yet, apart from in here. So I don't know sure it is. I mean, this is not Chris's work, obviously. This is David Astle, who's an interesting guy in himself. And if you go watch his interviews, stuff, I mean, I keep meaning to go back looking at some of the interviews he's actually done, where I can to find the documentation to this first part, because this first part is nuts. It's the people of the Ash. Wow. And it almost looks like a dragon's eye there. Yeah. The things turn to ash above where it's the city coming down. Yeah. And then you've got the opposite here, but there's no dragon's eye here. But that looks like a dragon's eye as if it's from the future, but it's not looking down on the past. As if there's a glimmer there. A glimmer. They were there, right? Interesting colour. There we go to the dragon. Other thing about Chris's thing is that multi-dimensional stuff about heightened changes of vibration. That I just get pissed off with that shit constantly. Yeah, constantly. It just turns me off so much. It's ridiculous. The general precept is fine, but that constant ramming it down your throat of a new priesthood type thing. And I'm not saying Chris is a priest because he's just a nice guy trying to help people out. Right? But every episode, this chart, and it leaves it on for ages, right? It's just so fucking much. It really turns me off. So I turn off. You fuck up. Sorry, Chris. But there's something in that name, isn't there? Chris Thrall. What's a Thrall? Yeah. Somebody who's conditioned and will perform by a higher being, an authority. Now, I know that's what he was, and he doesn't seem to be now. He seems to be really doing a really good job of living by his own mind. And therefore, I would tell me to go fuck myself, right? Because that's what he's doing. And rightly so. But I don't believe in these higher dimensions. I don't believe in 4 dimensions. I only believe in 3. And time is not a dimension. It's only a measurement of any one of the X, Y, Z and how long it takes to travel one of these X, Y, Z in any of the 3 dimensions. Period. X, Y, Z are the 3 dimensions. Anything else are measurements of. measure X, Y, Z. Length, breadth, and depth. You take that from the planetary surface into space and start measuring it into any distance in light years and stuff. We're now talking time. Time is now just a length of an X, Y, Z. That's it. And if anybody tells you any different, they're fucking morons. And if you can't understand that simple principle, it's ridiculous. And speaking of interdimensional, prove it. M theory, fucking disproven. Bubble theory, disproven. String theory, disproven. Show me a theory that they don't need to keep adding dimensions onto to make their theory work. And I'm listening. But yet, they can't. And it hasn't happened yet. So they're full of shit. So space-time is not a dimension. It's a mathematical calculus tool. Just like E equals mc squared is a tool for children to understand the proposition of the intention of that equation. Change that equation to E equals mv squared, and now you're talking about higher mathematics. Even HD mathematics. It was HD, high damage. Sorry, my apologies. But there's a point there which shows you the simplicity of a sum. And all this other is illusion. I remember watching curtains moving and stuff. And I'm, wow. It's a hot summer's night, windows aren't open, and they're not really moving. They're moving weird, right? Oh shit, I'm on a speed come down. Hey. People see shit that ain't there. There's Tim. I don't like you though, Chris. Keep up the good work. Some fascinating interviews. And the guys you have not. Oh, fuck, man. Well done. I do keep up the good work. Please. I do like it. And your chat is really nice. Even if they're getting a bit weird followish, weirdos. Chill the fuck out. It's getting cultish, man. Any of you people start fucking doing that shit with me, I'm out. I'm stopping. Cultish. Not that any one person watches this. It's really rare. Right? I ain't had somebody watching this while I'm doing a live, right? But, well, I ain't done one for months, so it was a long time ago, and there was tends to be one person, but one person did come in, and we had a nice chat. Because if you come in and chat with me, I'll talk all fucking night long with you, you know? Grows, just how I can do that, but hey, well, I'll do my best. I don't mind that. I like that. People coming in and asking questions. What do I think about this? What do you think? Yeah. But if we're getting a chance to make it, you're going to stay in the background because they don't want to, right? Or just poke a little, see who you are, who I am. Yeah. Ask questions, right? Hang on. How about? Please. You're welcome. Otherwise, I'll just chat into empty space and people will watch it there. But it's okay. Because it's out there. It's out there. Oh, and him of my big tour says, oh, we're going to the Akashic record and everybody can draw it in. and they can see it forever. Interdimensional bullshit. And you know, and I still cannot say that this is interminable dimensional shite. An interesting little story, which still freaks me out and provokes me always asking questions, even about dimensions, even though I don't believe in other than the three. Because I don't think there is. Now, basically, what you have to do with people is like when somebody says they believe in God, you go, define him, define God to me. Now we've got a basis of an understanding, right, of what you mean by God. Because you ask most people, right, it's rare to have two people saying the same shit if they've thought about it. Now, if they aren't, they're saying the same shit. This is a fucking weird white guy with a beard, doing a white beard, white hair, and he's in the clouds, right? Fluffy clouds, right? Bit George Carlin-ish if you've seen any of this stuff, right? George, bless you. And I don't mean you to be less lad. Oh, you old bastard. Can't thank us, old bastard. But you made me laugh many times. Anyway. So you have to get people to try and answer what they mean by dimensions, right? As soon as you ask somebody, what do you mean by another dimension, right? They fuck up. They stumble over their own fucking tongues. They're clueless. They don't know what it means. Now, I have something to say. And I don't believe this is another dimension. But hear me out. A little story for you. Here it was. It's a few years, lads. It was what? Maybe 30, 35 years ago. At my brother's house. All having a lot of the old ganja. Now, it's a cup of coffee, cup of tea or anything. Not beer or like that. So there was no mixing going on. It was just shit hot ganja. Homegrown. Very local. Superb quality. Anyway, there we were. And I, for nearly 20 years before, smoking this shit. Mostly good. Some of the questions. And a lot of it in my earlier years, obviously, until it took off, homegrown. Yeah. Because I'm an old bastard, right? And what we had was, it came to a large period for nearly 10 years, right? Like it was just rocky rather than Moroccan gold, red, packy, black looking. Oh, all these amazing different types and seals and stuff you had printed on it, right? Some really good crack resin, right? And it's shit. You just add none of the green. Because the green's the worst, right? It's just shite. But it makes up for the tobacco that you don't want to smoke. That's why more people want to do it. Get it dried nicely. And if you can get it browning, smokes even easier. But anyway, that's for another day. Because most people think it's spoiled if it goes beyond the green, right? Tobacco's green, really gross. Just saying. Anyway, it was all fucking chilly. I was on fucking laptop. It's fucking real good. Conversation is just getting less and less and less. Right? And I'm looking at his fucking back door. And he's got this bead curtain, which is formed in like a triangle section, but lots of different, because it's all beads, strings of beads, like a fly thing, a barrier for, for the door when it's open, right, to stop shit coming in, flies and stuff, bees. But there it is. And it's actually a chakra. in a triangle, yeah, which forms in diamonds, then becomes squares, and then you've got all these other patterns that actually interlace and cross and stuff by the way it's formed. Then I am smoking on this fucking stuff, right? It's really nice. It's a really nice cheese, I would tell. And there's a bing. No sound. I just say a bing because it's a moment. It's like this, where this chakra, the seal opens up. And it's a diamond shape, right? Basically, right? So all this then becomes a forest behind. And there's this a female, I'd say a woman, it's certainly, right? Comes towards us, right into the front, right? Even protruding out of this diamond shape. She comes. And I'm like, wanting to get out the seat, but thinking, if I get out the seat, your visage will disappear. Right? And I'm taking in this visage. It's sort of a very light greyish. And there's like stripy patterns all over her body and face. Yeah? It's really long black hair. And in the just behind, there's a forest. And there's other shapes in that people, like yourself, moving around. You say, come. And I wanted to go, but if I got up, that would just disappear from the imagery, you know? God, did I want to just go in there and stand up? But if I stood up, they'd all go, anyway, that's good. That's for piss. Gobsmacked, absolutely held fast by this image. So crisp and clear. This incredibly good looking woman in this jungle. Well, forest. Incredible. And I've never experienced anything like that, not on smoking. Call it hallucination if like, fine, right? I've had hallucinations. Way beyond that. But this, cannabis, I have never had before. Not in 20 odd years before that. Not a chance. It's the first time I've ever experienced any hallucinations of cannabis. Ever. I was just smoking it, one hot night in it, taking it massive doses after another of really good quality resins. And people think resins are fucking shite, like bullshit. You just don't know what you're talking about, and you're not getting them anymore, not in the quality, because you're starting to deteriorate with the rocky bullshit that because all you could get was rocky. And that's where it started to go down. Because it was just crap with loads of plastic film. It's shite. You got more of an headache than you did fucking, yeah, shite. But this was homegrown green, and I've had a lot of grown green. Very local and exceptional quality. British. It was done by a guy, right, who made chocolate cheese, right? It was a cheese, in fact. And he infused the flavour of chocolate in it when you smoked. He knew what he was doing, right? It was like, how the fuck? I know how fucking did it. I was there. Like, man, yeah, it's awesome. I want some chili chocolate. Anyway, that's another time. Maybe that's a bar. But, but I mean, her point. It wasn't interdimensional. And if you think your own thought box and going inside internally, projection out is interdimensional, you're an idiot. It's not. Can one travel to another world with the mind, walk among and the people with the mind? Just no projection. Done that a few times. Is it real or is it just my own imagination? I create stories and fucking incredible fucking stories from beginning to end, and I wish I'd had a voice recorder that I could just dictate it all and still it would miss us. I was imagine. And to write that down, it would make an amazing novel. And I believe lots of people do that every day. The stories that they make up that should be told because they're fascinating. And if they wrote them down, people would buy them. But getting enough down is the trick of what you imagine and the detail. You do imagine the detail. You know you do. Those that how. And there's more out there than people think. I know. Interdimensional? Get the fuck out of it. Don't buy it. There's a universe out there so fucking vast, right? We can't even see it beyond what we call the red zone. That's the limit of our tools of seeing. Yeah. What we call the red zone. And they say, yeah, that's the interference of the universal background and it's about universal radiation from the beginning of the Big Bang. It hisses throughout, right? And that's what you see when you use to turn off you don't have to see that. Wank. Absolute fucking wank. What dire straits are we in when you start believing that shite? And the red band. Go fuck yourself. Oh, there's a red band there. Oh, but yeah, we can see water and nitrogen and fucking. Oh, look at all these minerals. Yeah, we can see it on the red band. Get the fuck out of here, dickhead. I'm buying it. Don't believe in black holes. Full of shit. Nobody's proven it, even though they say they are. People will tell you they've. Oh, I found the fucking Higgs boson, right? I once made a whole fucking comment section in this science fucking place, fucking rolling in laughter. Just by putting in a comment that he's just talking about the Higgs boson, yeah, and finding it. And I went, sounds like fucking Scooby Doo this. When's the mask come off? He said back to the apocalypse. Well, I suppose it could be. But anyway, people were roaring in laughter. I got such a fucking email off the person from that site because of that comment. Just picked on my English grammar, right? And they were a fucking yank and picking on my English. Okay, it wasn't great and it wasn't perfect. I'm typing shit and I just blind out like, what the fuck? I don't give a fuck. Like, it was a comment. And all of a sudden, she became a word Nazi to defend herself. Who the fuck are you? You can't even create a fucking sentence with proper constructs. Like you do in a conversation. It's what you're doing in a chat and stuff. You're having a conversation. We don't give about syntax and suppositions and that. It's like, go fuck yourself. I didn't respond. I just left her off. Sorry, I'm revealing more and more. Don't mean to. She's actually really nice and she showed me a lot of amazing things I've never seen before. And actually like the channel. Really do. It's a good time channel. But anyway, that was funny. And it shows you how people buy into the bigger thing, that's bigger than they are, especially these massive corporate deals, which you get loads of conspiracy shit around it, and she probably presupposed that that's what it was all about, right? And I'm like saying, you said something's there, but it's not, right, at the same time, right? And you're telling me, you're right, I'm supposed to believe it. It's there, but it's not. It's somewhere else as well as there at the same time, and yet it's not there. It's there and not there at the same time, and it's in these two places, yet it's not at the same time. And I'm supposed to believe that shit. Fucking hocus pocus shit. Voodoo, hoodoo, you do well. Whoa. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, buying it. Prove it to me. Black holes don't exist. What, the centre of the galaxy where there's all this massive light, right? There's one guy turned around to me and says, yeah, it's definitely there. We proved it. I know it. Oh, okay, right. How so? He turned around and then told me this story that I could not believe came out of his mouth. I tried to ask, I actually did ask him where he got this from, yeah, and I did get an answer. So I don't know if this has actually been proposed to him, but he's took this understanding of what is here as true and it's not, right? Because that makes more sense to me than what he actually proposed. But I did make him think about shit. Anyway. So he says to me, yeah, what they did to prove black holes exist, right, is this. They fired two lasers into the center of the galaxy, right? And one of the lasers returning came back at different times. And there was a difference in timing, and that proved there was a black hole. Me, I just fucking howled with laughter. Because the proposition is, and I don't know any scientist that would agree with this, as a proposition. So I knew it was his misunderstanding. But I couldn't help but fall over, bent over, double, laughing my fucking tits off at this proposition. Because it was immensely funny. It was so huge, it was galactic. Anyway, to think that what we could fire a laser to the center of the galaxy, for one, was preposterous. We've only just apparently managed to fire it up to the moon and back. And that's by hitting a mirror to resend it back. Because otherwise it just goes on. They don't come back. There's no feedback. You get the problem? So to think that this fucker sent the signal back, his hypothesis is absolutely beyond the ridiculous, and no scientist could say it. So he's misheard. Didn't tell him this though. I did tell him the first part though, that you think we've got lasers that can fire all the way to the center of the galaxy and come back within a few minutes? He went, yeah. Oh, really? How I couldn't stop. I was fucking laughing all the way through this. So I think eventually he got it, even though he was really like, despondent and fuck you thing. But yeah, I think I cured him with that one. That nonsense. Right. So, and that's the point of the black hole bullshit, right? At the center of galaxies, where apparently all we're spinning inwards now rather than spinning outwards and being thrown out on the arms of things, because that's what we was taught at school. Yeah, back in the 60s, right, in the early 70s, right, is that we're on the edge of this arm, Orion. Yeah, it's still the same arm, right, Orion's arm, right, and we're being thrown off it. As it spins around, the arms are throwing us out there. As stars are being lost into the ether, the vacuum of space. But there's no outlet. It's a vacuum. It's empty, right? But shit's been. Well, that's not what they taught us back then. That's what they're teaching people now. It's like, no, it's all coming inwards, and all these tendrils are a bit drawing shit in, and it's all going into the center, being drawn into a black hole. Crap shit. Yeah. BS is definitely the operative two letters. No light escapes from there, right? But yeah, there's all this brighter light around it. Oh, because I guess the black hole light captured it, yeah, and started spreading it around its fucking singularity, right? Because we get it, right? Yeah, like that dickhead with his singularity idea. Oh motherfucker! He took all them vitamins and everything. He's like constantly, all day long, just dropping vitamins. Right? You know what? What a dick! Starting off the singularity and the fucking brain implant and the save your memories into a fucking hard drive so you can be stored forever and be brought back, rather than cryogenically, right? Because it's the advance of the new sciences, right? What utter fucking stupidity. Absolute crassness to an nth degree. Because he wanted to see his father again. Well, bless the guy. He's now dead. The vitamins didn't help him. And he's moved on. And if there's anything out there, maybe he's reunited with his father and he don't no longer have to worry about, putting him onto a program so he can see him again. Well, he certainly doesn't have to worry about it anymore. Fucking muppet. I can't believe these people think they're so super superior and people buy into it and create all these scientific waves to make billions of billions. Oh, that's the point, isn't it? Fuck me, Sanders. Yeah, we got the gas. Just give me a gas. Well, no. My age. Well, maybe it's okay to stay a little bit younger nowadays, I suppose. I'm kidding. Morning, anyway. But hey, the bucko. Yeah, it is a shame I don't have to worry about that anymore. Guess I'd rather worry about that shit than always. See, that's what the globe is, need to. You gotta get your dick and your fucking validation back, right? So you just fuck all day long, right? So you don't even notice about what the politics are introducing, and you just fall into it. Fucking yeah, got a good woman, fucking hell, mate. Then they've got the world, but they do it the other way around because they're stupid. They really are fucking stupid. They couldn't think for themselves. That's all our other idiots to think for them. That are degenerates, right? And the degenerates won't think like that because they're too busy fucking boys, right? The shit ain't hard, is it? Shut up. All right, I get the point. It isn't. It is not difficult. You don't have really. Well, yes, I suppose you need two brain cells to allow this back. Last time I took a an IQ test, I was in my 20s, and I came up with a 133. Did a speed test for Mensa. Didn't post it back to him. Well, like a friend of mine did. He got an honorary membership, but I didn't post mine. He said, why didn't you? He says, I got an honorary. I went, I don't care. He went, you got an honorary. 144 is where you become a member of Mensa at 144. I got a 133. So, not a genius. So it doesn't take a genius. Well, just don't be an 88, right? What the fuck do I know? I know apple juice tastes a little bit tart and sweet if you buy it from a shop. Yeah. Sugar doesn't taste sweet, it tastes like chemicals. Unless you're a child without a full palate of taste buds. That's how you get hooked. I know the everyday shit, right? But I also understand the construction of an argument. And I used to love playing devil's advocate. So I can destruct an argument and find out what would win an argument before my opposition and get them giving in, even though they should have won. So I used to do shit like that. That was fun. Especially when you told them afterwards, why don't you ask that question? And you go, what do you mean? If you ask that question, you get this, and they go, what? I love that crap. Been a long time though. Okay, no. Nobody seems to do that anymore. Do you know, I might have to set up a channel on that. Let's play devil's advocate. I'm the advocate. Here's the argument. Now tell me. What is true? No research or anything, just got to argue it from the toss straight there and then, but not allowing any, yeah, oh, that'd be fun. But how do you know nowadays? I mean, I could be fucking here researching shit, you know what I mean? Bringing up shit and you wouldn't even know. I just keep looking into the camera frame, looking at the screen, and I got all this stuff coming up. You don't even know how I'm typing stuff. You might hear it, but then I'll keep it away. But I'm sure I could buy a quiet keyboard. Probably got one. Right? Anyway. It's always good to explore the mind. Find a why. Find a why. As any child is known. Because we teach our children to do that to the teachers, don't we? Ask them why. Ask them why. Go on. Fuck with their day, right? Don't tell the kids that's what you're doing. You just say, just ask them why that is. Why is it this? No, why is that this? Why is that, sir? Oh, teachers love it. Not anymore. It's written in the name of God, Yahweh. And now to write Yahweh and see the question in the name of God itself. Why? And that's the point. Question. There's the Tripitach. Or tripartic, whichever. I'm wrong either way, I know. Correct me in the comments. I look forward to not reading them. You're all right. Nobody's going to see this shit. But anyway, it's here. It's not hard. What's hard is allowing policymakers to continue to do what they do when you can void your ballot. No consent across it. None. Or vote for the outside. Either of them. I buy it. Let's do something. Change something. Let's make a difference. Let's do something for our children and our grandchildren. Let's do some fucking thing rather than nothing. I give up. What can I do? I'm only me. It's just me. I can't do now. What do you expect me to do? Void your fucking ballot. Will do. To start. Keep thinking. Why? Any child knows this. Why? Why? Fucking do something. Say no. We've been teaching our children that for a fucking God knows no. No, that is not Arabic. That's just me being tongue-fed. We've been teaching our children. Our parents told even us that. Ask why, as children of our people of authority. Why, sir? Why, ma'am? Even mum and dad. Yeah, all right. I got pulled around on me. Actually, it's not quite true, but that's a more brutal story, isn't it? And it's not from my parents. That's not. I used to learn them as both of them. This one actually stuck out more than this one. But this one would never lay down because, scrumming in an orchard, picking plums. The dickhead, threw a bottle on my head and it hit me behind the ear. I was covered in blood. It was pooling in my shoe. I got 100 yards when my mum saw me. So, I was getting just close to a point where I was going unconscious and I wasn't thinking straight for everybody else. Turned around and said, it was him. Everybody knew it was. I'm not going to say it was. It's a long time ago and hopefully the guy's moved on and he's doing better. Certainly got a kick in that, which I saw from his mother. Because mum grabbed me, took me to his house and explained it. She called him in, he came in, and she kicked the shit out of him and took care of me. But this never lay down, it couldn't ever lay down again. I used to sleep on piles of books to try and get it down, to be like everybody else. But it can't, because so it was damaged behind there. This one, like I said, it used to stick out more than now, because as a baby, I used to lay on my ears. Probably showing out all the arguments from mum and everything. Anyway, that's true as I am. That's a true story. So, whenever you see a jug lugs, right, or lug, actually mostly is, right? Actually, this is flatter than some of the ones I see, and yeah, they're big. Yeah. Some will say chin plugs, right? Fair enough. Right. But a chin can't do what I do. Yeah, not try a fucking IQ of 133. Motherfucker. Can you? Did you get me anywhere? No. But when you're in these four walls, I've got enough, to pass on to my son. Yeah, there was other children in my life, but my only one real son. It's the only one who pays me any attention now. that will have everything that I own, if I own anything, and still be happy. I fucking is whatever I have, which is actually a massive library, is his legacy. Well, my legacy to him, for him to see and check. I have a huge library. And then what else is there except for what you can pass on? It took him a long time actually to start talking about it. He now talks way better. He contradicts me. He fucking questions me. Fuck off everything I say. And I said to that, even when he shouldn't, I still applaud. And I said, thank you. What do you think of me? He watches this and get it. I think he'll get it. It's not stupid. Even correcting me a few times, which is brilliant, and opened my eyes to, well, Stu, you don't know what you're fucking thinking, no, let alone what you're saying, you know. I love that shit. Here's to those questions. Here's to those questioners. Here's to those doubters and searchers for truth. Here's to you and I. What more do we have? Reality. You can't hold to anything. That's not a thing. This is a thing. Sorry, people. Lol's a thing. Don't want to wake people. The thing is that clash of sword and shield, and that shout, no matter what the shout, that's called a thing. This in itself is not a thing. A thing to behold is when a man takes his shield and he takes his axe and he slams it against his shield and shouts, and he does it again, shouts, and the next man and the next man next to him shout and smash, and it becomes a timing, and you create a rhythm which becomes like a wave, and that's a thing, like a Mexican wave throughout a stadium where you sit down, and it goes right around the stadium. That's a thing. That's the meaning of a thing. The thing is how people react and do with each other in agreement or disagreement to invoke an idea and to stand for an idea. But it's not beholding on an object. An object is not the thing. It's the idea. And that's why the left are winning. Because their ideology is the thing. That we've forgotten about the things of the past to reason. Do you get it? That's why the true rise work. That's why the English are falling. Because they don't get a thing anymore. They don't know what a fucking thing is anymore. It's gone. And we need to reply. Yes, to the English. Useful. Well, maybe it's a thing. So the thing is, probably the next title, Manic Video, if I remember. Probably wrong. There'll be something stupid like that there. Hello, hey, just a fucking chat. You hear me using the fucking voice I don't normally use. Trying to make it sound as though it should be there. Embarrassing, or yes, indeed, embarrassing. Raise to embarrassing. Here's to being a dickhead. Here's to being. Oh, I guess it's 2 hours 46. I've gone on a lot longer than I thought. I didn't think it'd have that much to say. I guess when I've had a few beers, you just can't shut me the fuck up. But I suppose people have tried by just not even tuning in. What do you mean I don't fucking listen? Yeah, I love the Irish. No. Yeah, I do. Apparently, the family came from there, but I don't know how true that is. But it seems to be, it was in a well documented record, which I'd love to get. But it's hard to get at the moment. I'm going to have to look into it. I need to get hold of a couple of people and ask them. Anyway. Out there, did. Apparently in there was a mention of a laird was a ward where our family came from. And they moved to Canada, they moved to England, Humberside and Lincolnshire. Even Scotland. We shall see. I really would like to really see that again. I've seen it in the past and so it's big, right? They're there, but it's big, too big, to we should have kept hold of that. I didn't. Apparently, if you can do that with your bowels, I've only managed to overlay to the knee. I don't even know because my breathing is just terrible. But you have to have some really good breath to allow it and to be able to double breathe, to breathe in and out at the same time, to create 2 different valves on top of each other. Apparently, it's possible to overlay all 5 from a single voice. And that's what a lot of these masters that do that throw wobbling, whatever you want to call it. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know, can you hear it? The Tibetans use it, the ancient Nords use it, and it's where it comes from, and it comes from the vowel warbling. Alan Watts talks about it. All I've got is to get the E and the E together, and it crisps and mid and hand. I keep meaning to do it digitally, and Anyway, all there, I'm in an uncle in this tech stuff. It's like I'm a fucking idiot. Right. And I should record each one and see if I can overlay it, but I don't know how, or I ain't come programmed to do it. And I should try that and just overlay the results and see each time what it changes. And apparently, in cinematics, it should be phenomenal. And it talks about what it can create when you bring the vowels together. And then some will tell you that we only have 5 vowels, 7 tones. So there are 2 vowels missing. And then the Tower of Babel was very effective, where other languages only have 5 tones in their music. But do they have 7? And I can't get the answer to this, and I can't hear anybody asking this question is, do they therefore have 7 vowels? Excuse me. That is fascinating. It's the secret of sound. Are you listening? You people of the pyramids. And Robert, whatever your name is, I watched you the other day and that's, I need to direct that question. I will do. I'll send him a question. Interesting. Wow. That was interesting. It's a fascinating subject, and I love talking about all that stuff, ancient history, cosmographic. And that new guy, I just come to know him. He looks really young, but he's not. He's my age, right? And he's like, he looks 30 years younger. Right? It's like, fucking hell. Like, rich, and he's done well, right? But he's obviously keen at what he does, and he's a fascinating man. There's some things I don't like about his some leftist leaning shite, which is really worrying about. But I'm not a rightist either. I'm a centrist. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a conservative, and I am not Labour. I'm just a constitutionalist. Fuck them other morons. Fuck them with their ideologies that start to change the voice of what is right. If it's not right in the future, it's not right in the future. You can change it. You can change the constitution. It's fine. But right now, there's nothing wrong with the constitution. We need it. Tell me something better that benefits all, and then I'll agree. But until you fucking do, go fuck yourself hard. You probably can't, because like me, you know. You can't fuck enough. It's not. Anyway. Ha ha ha. There's my childish self. Hey. That book keeps driving me nuts. Why ain't it there on the shelf? I've seen it, I've looked at it. I guarantee you I have looked past it. Same book that was on mine. I can't. I'll probably end up finishing this, seeing it, right? Coming on, making a quick video. This is what I was on about. This is what I was on about. Hear this. Listen to this. This is what he said. Nuts. But there's some amazing YouTubes on him. The guy was talking to Graham Hancock and that. There's some fascinating stuff. But like I said, with that precept of this new modernism idea of the alien problem, it could easily be slotted into that subterfuge. But if it really is a better translation, and that's what they actually meant, fuck, there's a lot of allusions to that into a lot of other people, what other people said anyway. Yeah, I mean, we all know the stories of Enoch and Ezekiel, right? Wheels within wheels and all that type of thing. Right? Ancient paintings, the the Japanese idea of those the sky people came to fucking hell, I fucked that one up as well. What call it? Wilson talks about that. You know, it man, my recall was different, but it's sort of there. You know what I mean? It's specifics. I have to grab and I'm not. I'm just chatting you, but I'm not trying to say right this, and bring all this with. If you want that, right, put it in the chat. I'll think it here and I'll put chat reply back to you. The right answer. No problem. I mean, how many people will do that? Yeah, maybe won't. I doubt it. They're not going to get 3 hours in right after all this crap, right, and still be listening to this old fuck, right? Who nobody else is listening to. Why would they, right? Mm. Yeah, I'm sick of the bullshit, just like you are. I'm sick of the lies. I'm sick of the health service destroying health. I'm sick of the judiciary destroying law. I am sick of education destroying education. I am sick of the politicians destroying this country when that's what their primary function is, to protect it and its borders. That's it. That's its only fucking mandate. Nothing else. And what do they do? I hate them for that. That's not physical and with any intention physical. That's ideological. Yeah, no physical. Especially not with this fucking soft fucking piece of shit. No, I'm kidding. Seriously, this is what they call a Murphy blade. Apparently, the knights carried this, and at the end of a battle, they would then use this to create a mercy strike to end suffering. Whether it's their own or the opposition that was still there, lying screaming because of amputations and stuff where they've cut their limbs off, and they're still alive, screaming in pain. So they would come along with one of these as a mercenary. It would you would end it. That's why it's just this. It's not meant to be sharp. It's just a triangle piece of steel. Yeah, and just end their life with it in a couple of different ways. The quickest way you can. Yeah. So it's known as a mercy knife. Children is tracked differently. When that happens in them days, not anymore, obviously, unless you're in warfare, I suppose, and there's no way to get medical attention, then you cut the hemorrhagic artery because within 2 minutes they just go to sleep and are gone. That's it. It'd be less than 2 minutes for a child. It's usually 2.5 minutes for an animal. And there's no help to be so, not even for an adult. Bless them all. Let's hope this war comes to an end soon. And hopefully the Niger conflict doesn't get any worse because of Macron, you piece of shit. And the United States fucking pushing him along. And these so-called noblesse, which are from the noble Europe, and they are the same families in US who think they're higher than the European. And to be honest, they've got a lot of control over most of Europe. But not Britain. Britain. Fucking hear that word. I hate the British idea. I hate Britain. Because it's not what it is. It's not its language. That's Roman. It's a Roman influence on top of who we are. It's like the Germanic people. Right? They're not Germans. They're Deutsche. It's not who they are. And that's true for many nations, right? We call them these names, which give, like Ireland. It's not, it's a. It's a. Not ire. Ire means anger. German. Ger. Anger. And in Sumerian, in the earliest language recorded in writing, ger means anger. And apparently German is very similar to Sumerian. So it helped fill in the gaps of, but not all the gaps of the phonetics for Sumerian when they tried to construct the language. So we put constraints on other people's anger and violent and barbarian, right? Philistine, right? People just trying to live their lives and their families to grow. I saw that recently with me being a dickhead one day. A guy who was new to the small block of flats with him. And he came with the dog, And I was getting more and more pissed off with the dog barking and stuff and running around and shitting everywhere and stuff. And instead of approaching the guy and talking to the guy, which he criticised me rightly for. Right? And he says, all I fucking want to do is just live peacefully and try and, live with my family and raise my child. And I was like, gobsmacked. I said, I am so fucking sorry for being such a fucking dickhead. He left me something. He was just a young lad. Yeah. Well, not a lad, he's a man. And that honesty just fucking hands, It's what it is, We all get carried away with, especially with certain changes, especially in your immediate environment, right? It's too quick. It's like, what the fuck is this? Talk, go talk, go knock on the door. And this is what he said to me. He's just all you have to do is knock on my door and fucking talk to me. Give me some fucking respect, will you? That's what he said. And he's fucking right. Talk to the guy. Not as much as I'd like to, but I don't get out as much as I'd like to. He's absolutely right, and I will talk to him if I need to. I'd like to talk to him on that, don't get me wrong, but get to talk to him and be blamed. So, anyway, it makes a point. And it's a simple thing, you're right. But probably most of you, if anyone watches this, would see that clearly anyway, But it's a true distinction for what's going on around the world. But the people we're allowed to talk for us as a nation can't be trusted. Can't be fucking trusted. They're not our ambassadors. They are not our ambassadors. They are our ambassadors. They are ambassadors. They are simple. They're ambassadors. Fucking wonderful. So, I've shown a few faults of my own, explored a few faults of my own, expressed them into the real world. And even though they've not been fully explored, maybe as time goes on, we will fully explore all of them, yeah, to come to a better understanding. Because I think that helps. The other answer allows for clarification. I'm certainly not pointing myself out as some fucking oil burner. Well, anybody who's supposedly wise, and you should listen to, because there are obvious in that conversation we have just done. Yeah, flaws. And I would not ask it of you, or of myself, to accept anything of what I said at face value. Because that is ridiculous. So, wisdom comes from interaction and knowing. And you cannot know without interaction. And you certainly don't know what works without action. But if that's all people do is action only, hoping to know, we're fucked. That's what our politicians are doing every day. Every single day on our behalf. They think they talk for us when they do not. They are lying, dualistic motherfuckers who are just grabbing coins and running. And using the swing door mechanism to keep making more money. And bringing other people and friends along for the ride that they know. Fuck them. It's gotta stop. Speak to you soon. Have fun. Good night.